Welcome back to our channel. Hope you have a wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the rule, how you split your money. What is the 50, 30, 20? For me, it's just a split of your income. I did not know that this is actually a rule that existed out there. As a rule of 50, 30, 20. Does it work? Do I follow it? So let's dive a little bit more. So apparently, in order for you to be able to budget properly, you should split your income into three different categories. 50% based on your income is for your needs. For example, groceries, housing, basic utilities like electricity, transportation, insurance, those type of things, and childcare expenses as well. Those are the type of things that you kind of need week in, week out. So 50% of your income should go through that. Then there's also a 30% of your income spending it on a want. Example, entertainment, holiday, dining out, retail purchases. Those should actually come as 20% of your income. And then the rest of them, which is 20%, should go into your saving account or paying off debt or go on investment of some sort. So that's kind of interesting. So for me, like, splitting it into those different categories, it might work for some, but it might not work for others. So for example would be, I guess, like if you look at every $1,000 that you have, let's say, based on my notes in here, $500 of that goes towards your, I guess, your need, your housing costs, that you really do have to have this. $500 of that, $300 of that goes to the want. What is it that you want to buy? And then 20% of that goes to your savings or investment or all of those things that generate more wealth, let's say. Either saving or paying off debt. Like for me, I don't use that. To me, like if you're doing it that way, I feel like your percentage of that, it will get a little bit slow in order for you to achieve financial freedom, let's say. If you don't have debt, so that means you have a lot more investment. If you don't, if your need is a lot lower, then that means you can distribute your income to go to a certain different sector of those three categories. If I don't really want a lot of things, so my want is actually a little bit reduced. It's not 30%. I'll say that one that maybe about 10% or so. But from my, on the other aspect, I think our one is actually the opposite. I think when I go through it, I think our living expenses is a little bit lower, so we don't pay we don't do 50%. We actually, I think, is about 30-40%, somewhere around there. It's below 50%, put it that way. And then on the want side, I'll say I'm a little bit lower, so maybe about 10% on the want side. And then on the investment or saving side of it, I'll say it's about 30 or whatever the rest it is. So it's a little bit more. So if you have a little of your want, you can then invest a lot more. That's how I split it. So it might work for some, and that's just how I say things, but I look at it, if I do more on the investment side of it and less on the want now, I can get what I want later in life. So a delayed gratification is what I do. The other occasion, I'm probably just gonna forget. I won't even need it anyway within about 6 months time, or sometimes within a month. I'm like, I don't need it after all. So but overall, those rules might apply to you. It might work for some. If you're starting on your journey, let's say, don't know what to do when it comes to your finances. If your finances are a little bit all over the shop and you don't have any control of it, maybe split it in the 50, 30, 20 rule. It might help. Or if not, maybe 50, 25, 25. Whatever it is, as long as you are tame, as long as you're comfortable, as long as you're going towards something. Number one would be paying off debt. If you can pay off those debt, then you can distribute. Once the debt is paid off, that money can go towards something else, maybe go towards your investment side of it, or maybe your emergency fund needs to go a bit more higher. So those things can go into play, but I do split them into three ways. In the percentage wise, it might be a bit different, people to people, myself included, but it gives you a gauge of, I guess, understanding about what percentage should go where. If you're lower than that, great. If you're higher than that, maybe try and figure out how to make it lower. If you want your investment grow higher, then maybe figuring out a way to increase your investment side of it. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents based on the 50-30-20 rule. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.